it's about that time. We decided we can go do something a little bit different today, add some different elements to what we already do. It's going down, man. Trying to figure out ways to break the algorithm, man. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to all our channels, all our different platforms. Boss Talk 101, Boss Talk 101 Prime Time. It's crazy. We got to get it done, though. Boss Talk 101, where the boss is talking.
What's good? What's good? What's good? This morning, beautiful people, how are you doing? How are things going on this fantastic day? Why am I so excited? Why am I so chipper and up, man? I woke up. I'm alive. I am blessed to be alive. I say that every time I get on here because it's just a fact. It's the truth. It is something that I appreciate at my ripe old age of old. Yeah. And so we're gonna kick this thing off, man. It is July 26th, 2026. We are live 7 in the morning on the Prmetime Network. This is Rise and Grind. To the show. We give everybody an opportunity for these notifications to go out and make sure that everyone is informed that we are here. Yes, we are here. And we're going to continue to be here. What's so special about today? Today is a very special day. The next 2 days is extremely special. And why do I say that? Well, today, Galen Smith III, Galen Edward Mitchell Smith III, aka Toby, was born today. Yeah. So big shout out to the big man. And everybody, when you get an opportunity, wish him well. Wish him a very special and exciting day for today. Happy birthday, son. Another trip around the sun. And let's keep this thing back off and make strides to do it once again. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Say, man, I want to give you guys an opportunity to start your day off with something nice and serene and peaceful. Because a lot of times, a lot of you get up and you just go. Up, you rip, you run. But you're not taking time to start your day and be with yourself. See, I get up early in the morning. I get up really early in the morning, so I have time to be with myself before I start broadcast. And like I said, we're getting more consistent with the morning show and our morning program. Much like tomorrow, it'll be a little break in the system, because I have to run to the airport and do some things. But there again, we'll be back. But at the end of the day, we're here for you. We're here for your entertainment. We're here to present to you a wonderful message. And we want you to enjoy every step of the way. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Primetime Rise and Grind. Let's get off into it. Yes? Y'all know that I'm not going to be here for a long time. A short time. I'm here for a really, really good time, not a long time. So let's talk about your story, right? And the power of your testimony. Today we're talking about something every one of us possesses, whether we realize it or not. A testimony. A testimony isn't just something you hear in church or on stand. It's your story. It's the evidence that you survived what should have broken you. It's the proof that your setbacks didn't become your destination. Some of you have survived addiction. You've survived homelessness. You've survived abuse. Some have survived divorce. Some have survived losing loved ones. Actually, that's all of us. Have gone through grieving and mourning. Some of us have survived financial hardship, depression. Some have survived battles nobody ever knew you were fighting, and yet you're still here. That isn't luck. That's your testimony. Too often we hide our scars because we're embarrassed by them. But your scars are proof that people can recover. Your comeback reminds someone else not to quit. You never know who's watching your life for hope. Someone needs to hear how you made it through. Someone needs to know that failure isn't final. Someone needs to know that it's possible to start over. Your testimony isn't about glorifying your past. It's about celebrating what you've overcome. Don't hide your journey. Ladies and gentlemen, use it. Because your greatest pain may become someone else's greatest encouragement. Today, walk boldly, speak honestly, live gratefully, and never underestimate the power of your testimony, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. We're here for you. We're here for the conversation. Sunny228, what's going on, Sunny? How's the family? How's everybody doing down there on the beautiful Golden Gulf Coast? Yes, indeed. Sunny, one of my longtime friends, and what we call the proverbial homeboy. Yes, indeed. Sonny and I used to run real tight, boy, back in the day. Yeah. All the way through high school. Well, I was older than him, but he still went to St. Stanislaus with us. Yeah. That's right. That's my boy. Hell of a baseball player. Yeah. See who's over here on Facebook, right quick, on Instagram. JB! Man, let me send this link to JB. See what JB got going on. I didn't know JB was going to be up this early in the morning. Well, I know he's up, but I didn't know he was going to be up like up. Let's send JB this link. If you feel like getting on, he can jump on. Y'all know that's my guy. I always get JB locked in. We find out how the shows went last night because we were up in Detroit at the mic drop. So while I'm getting that ready to go, let me keep on pushing with this thing because y'all know I'm not going to be here for no long time. No. I'm here for a good time, not a long time, ladies and gentlemen. So, your inspirational thought for today. All right. Your testimony isn't valuable because you've lived a perfect life. No. If you think living a perfect life is a great representation of who you are, well, obviously you're delusional. Know anyone who's lived a perfect life. Then you always gonna have that son bitch on. Oh, Jesus Christ, he lived a perfect life. Bullshit. It's a lie. It's a lie. I know y'all son bitch. Oh, you blaspheming. You can't say that. Oh yeah, I can. Read the Bible. The man had questions. His father said, hey man, go handle that business. Go be a sacrifice for the people. And he said, whoa, hold up, nigga. Hold up, bro. You want me to sacrifice my life for these no good, unfaithful? Now, see, y'all gonna have me go down. Huh? But the questioning of the command is an imperfection. Okay. All right. But I'm crazy though, right? Okay. I'm the blasphemer? No. I'm just telling you what y'all don't want to actually accept. I was a boy. Believe me, when I said I was raised in the church, in the Catholic Church. Yeah. No, I didn't get fondled and finger fucked by the preachers. No. That's not what I'm going down the road that I'm going. What I'm saying is, because we ain't play that shit at St. Rose. This is all black Catholic church. You know what I'm saying? Ain't get out. I'm not using that as the byproduct or the excuse. I'm just saying that it didn't go down like that. Right? The stuff that you hear coming out of the Vatican and the research and the stories of, or the testimonies of individuals that have experienced this type of bullshit from the priest within this religious sect. Yeah. If you're going to sit there and take or abstain from or take a vow of, you better damn sure know that you ain't going to be doing nothing with nobody. Y'all priests ain't out there again. Hey, let me go somewhere. See, I got it on my mind, man. Everyone has a story. So, stop comparing, right? Stop comparing your journey to someone else's. Your testimony doesn't have to be famous to be powerful. Sometimes helping one person change their life is a greater success than impressing a million strangers. Right? Never believe your story doesn't matter. It matters a whole hell of a lot more than what you know. It really does, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me. So before we keep pushing forward, right? Y'all know we do the educational segment, and I'm going to bring this educational segment on early because, like I say, I'm not here for no long. I'll rise and grind. Man, it's going to be like 30 minutes because I want to give you guys some inspiration, wake you up, get you mad, get you hyped up, get you vexed about what you're not doing for yourself, so that you get motivated to get off your ass and go get it. Gee, what you know about you ain't never been flat on your ass? Bullshit. Yes, oh yes, definitely I have. I just don't allow people to see me flat on my ass because they're not there to help me get off my ass. And no one inevitably can really help me get up off my ass and get to doing. Got a big ass, by the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm a huge motherfucker. So when I fall, hmm, not too many people that are gonna be around be like, man, let me help you get up, nigga. Let me pick you up. Nah, I'm too big to get picked up. I gotta be desirous of it for myself. I gotta want to do it for me. So let's go off into our educational segment for today. You know, we're learning Spanish. We're going through these Spanish segments and lessons. We'll pick up Japanese, we'll pick up German, Russian. Um, we'll go through the Arabic language. We're going to touch pretty much, as long as we're in a position to learn every day, we're going to put it in your face. If you don't like the segments, man, get the fuck off my channel. I ain't trying to convince you of what I'm doing or not doing. What I'm saying is I'm giving you an opportunity to open your brain up to more possibilities than what you're actually thinking about. You know, oh man, if you're in America, you need to be able to speak American. Well, actually, it's English, you dumb fuck. But at the same time, if you have plans on traveling abroad or being a great communicator, you have to be able to listen, not just to English. You have to be able to listen to Spanish, comprehend, French, comprehend, German, comprehend, Korean, and comprehend, Samoan, and comprehend. What I'm trying to tell you, people, is don't put yourself into a box. Your brain is more powerful than you know or giving it credit for. It's not just for rudimentary action and functionality of the body. This thing up here, the neurotransmitters and everything that's going, man, look, there's nothing on this planet that you cannot learn, comprehend, ingest, and actually do something with, if in fact you chose to do so. It's just that. You might not believe me, might not want to hear what I'm saying, but it's the truth. I'm not telling you what to believe in, how to believe, or where to get any understanding. But I do know that there are some sound principles in terms of how you need to live your life, and that's what you need to focus on, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Yeah. Well, gee, we got bills. Everybody got bills, man. But one thing that you have to understand that there's no such thing as a get quick scheme. Slow money is definitely for show money, but there's no get rich quick scheme that you can work that won't land your ass dead or in jail at some point in your life. So do it right from the beginning. Get yourself in a sound position and move in such a fashion and track individuals that you know can be role models for your success. We talked about this the other day in terms of how you get from point A to point B. Success models, sustainability. We've talked about it. So today we're going to talk about and move forward with our Spanish. Okay. The use of capital letters today, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the use of capital letters. Okay. Let it take up the whole screen. Y'all don't need to see me on the screen. Let's get it going.
In this video, we're going to learn in what cases you should and should not use capital letters in Spanish. So capital letter or capital letters in Spanish are mayúsculas. And in most cases, or most of the cases, are similar or the same as with writing capitals in English. However, there are certain exceptions. The first one I'd like to mention is that in Spanish, you do not write a capital letter at the beginning of the names of days and months. Okay, so if we take the word lunes, which means Monday, we write it with a small l. Or if we were to take a month, like mayo, for example, which means May, you would also write it with a small letter, or all small letters. The only exception, of course, would be if you wrote it at the beginning of the sentence, then it would have a big letter, but if it's anywhere else in the sentence, you don't write it with a capital letter. Another thing is religions. So, for example, in English, you say Christianity or Hinduism, and you write it with the capital first letter. In Spanish, that's not how it works. So you can say cristianismo, which is Christianity. Cristianismo. And you would write it with a small c. The same applies to all other religions. Now, geographical names of countries and rivers and mountains and all of that are of course written with the capital letter. Like if we take the country Venezuela, we would write it with a big V. However, if we're creating adjectives from these geographical names, we write these adjectives with small letters. So if you want to talk about a person who is originally from Venezuela, we would say venezolano. Venezolano. That means someone from Venezuela. And we would write that with a small v, contrary to the geographical names. So names are with a big one, adjectives are with a small one. Then job titles. Of course, most job titles or job names in English are written with a small letter, or with all small letters, like plumber, teacher, etc. But with this, what I'm trying to say with this is that in English you mostly write, things like president or prime minister with capital letters. However, in Spanish, in most cases that doesn't work. So if we were to say president, which is presidente, in most cases you would see it with a minúscula. So not with a capital letter, but with the classic small one. However, you can see this with a capital letter in case you were, let's say, reading an article about the American president, for example, and if the word president was used kind of instead of the name of the president, so substituting his real name, then it would be okay to write it with a capital P. However, if you're referring to it as just a job title, or if you're using it in a sentence together with the real name of the person, then it's with a small letter. And the last thing I have written right here are long titles, which basically refers to long titles of movies and books and things like that. And so this kind of varies, because in English you're used to capitalizing almost every word, or every noun, pronoun, everything that has sort of a meaning. So if we take, for example, the name of the books and movies, The Lord of the Rings, this is how you would write it in English. The Lord of the Rings. So of course the first letter is capitalized, and then every letter from a noun is capitalized. However, in Spanish, most of the time you only see these things written with, of course, the first capital letter, and then you only capitalize if you have a proper name, so a name of a person, or again, like a geographical name and things like that. So The Lord of the Rings in Spanish, most of the time you would see it written like this. El Señor de los Anillos. Okay, so this is basically, it means Lord of the Rings. Señor, Lord or person, Mr. Anillos are rings. And you can see that even, señor and anillos are not capitalized. In English, they would be capitalized. In Spanish, they are not. However, of course, even the Spanish and Spanish-speaking countries are getting inspired by capitalizing nouns and pronouns and basically everything that has a meaning in the long title. So you could also see it with a capital S and capital A. However, I think, grammatically speaking, this would be the most correct way to write long titles. Okay, so that was everything that I wanted to tell you about writing capital and non-capital letters in Spanish, and I'll see you at the next video.
All right. That is our educational segment for today. We're moving through those things pretty quickly. That is number 5. You know what I'm saying? So since we started, we've gone through 5 sessions. And hopefully you guys are inspired to go back and, review the lesson, go over the lesson, and comprehend the meaning and the message. So as I said, we'll keep pushing, keep on working, keep on striving, and keep giving you sound information and that you can utilize. Especially when you get up early in the morning. It's Sunday morning. I want you guys to walk away with something. Walk away with something today. Right? Okay. So keep your eye on these rising businesses. Right? Boss Talk Podcast 101, CEO and the official Ms. Jamaica, continue to build one of the fastest growing independent podcast platforms, creating conversations that educate, motivate, and inspire audiences around the globe. Yes, indeed. Big shout out to my good friends and my brother CEO and the official Miss Jamaica.
It's about that time we decided we were going to do something a little bit different today, add some different elements to what we already do. It's going down there trying to figure out ways to break the algorithm. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to all our channels, all our different platforms. Boss Talk 101, Boss Talk 101 Prime Time. It's crazy. We got to get it done though. Boss Talk 101, where the bosses talk.
Where the bosses talk, ladies and gentlemen. Comedian Jarrell Braswell, one of comedy's fastest rising performers. Jarrell Braswell continues making major moves while touring with Bubba Dub. His authentic storytelling and fearless comedy are connecting with audiences nationwide. Y'all tap in with my brother, comedian Jarrell Braswell.
Hey, what it do, world? It's your boy, comedian JB, the real J Braswell, comedian J Braswell. Hey, dig this. I got a website, man. Tap in at jbcomedy.com.
That is jbcomedy.com. Need a host, feature, headliner, or motivational speaker who delivers every time? Book comedian Jarrell Braswell, bringing high energy comedy and unforgettable performances to every stage he touches. Catch him while you can. Visit jbcomedy.com and secure your date today. Calendar is filling fast. Book Jarrell Braswell now.
Come on, y'all, and come up. Blooded. They call it JB Comedy.
Coming to the stage, comedian JB.
Man, try they older women, them cougars, they fucking it up. They doing what young women doing. Cougars popping, mollies, they getting BBLs, all that shit. One cougar I was fucking with had a BBL, she was shaped like a silverback gorilla. For real. Had another one I was fucking with, that bitch was shaped like Shamar.
Oh, don't mind me. Little shameless plug. Little shameless plug. Bucket water. Yeah. The nectar of the gods, ladies and gentlemen. As we move right along, Roblo Escobars, watch for divine intervention. Be on the lookout. The latest release that we're going to have drop through Fair Records. Artist Roblo Escobars featuring Emilio Sparks. A collaboration that showcases powerful lyricism and independent artistry. Ja Blaze and the Cloud Chronicles, ladies and gentlemen, the official Fair Records podcast affiliate, continues growing as destinations for artist interviews, music industry conversations, and exclusive behind-the-scenes content. Big shout out to and salute to Droopy Marinez and the entire TMP crew. We're excited about what's ahead and look forward to building something meaningful together. Artists that are on our radar. Regine Gagne from the UK, Terry Cherry, XO Music, DMO Carolina, Trulia Monroe, The Real Shanti Tangela Turner, Getty Blue, Azo Capone, Passport Scoop, Friggin' Pimp, Seven, Mr. Franklin, aka Kamikaze, Keith Wallace, and a special recognition to our East Coast representative Terry Allred for continuing to represent the movement with excellence. Inside Speaks, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, we're spotlighting businesses and individuals. Jonathan Shaw, Military Veterans Point of View. Every veteran has a testimony. We talked about testimony today. On Inside Speaks, Jonathan Shaw shares powerful conversations about military service, sacrifice, resilience, healing, and hope. His experience reminds us that life's toughest battles don't have to define us. They can refine us. His message reaches veterans, military families, and anyone searching for the strength to keep moving forward. Heals, Healing, and Hope. Emily Mitchell and Kiara Smith. Healing begins when we're willing to tell the truth. On Heals, Healing, and Hope, Emily Mitchell and Kiara Smith create a safe space where people can share their stories, discuss mental health, and discover that healing is possible. Every testimony shared has the potential to remove shame, restore hope, and inspire someone else to seek help. Yes. Note of the day, my good people, the meaning of testimony. Right? We've been talking about testimony, so let me give you the meaning of testimony. Testimony is a noun. Y'all know, person, place, thing. Right? A first-hand account or declaration based on personal experience. Your testimony isn't hearsay. It's not something read or that you read. It's something that you've lived. That's what gives it power. So my question, ladies and gentlemen, to you is, what is your testimony? What's one challenge you've overcome that made you stronger? What lesson from your life could you encourage someone who's struggling today? Share your testimony in the comments. You never know whose life could change because you had the courage to tell your story. Remember, your story isn't about where you've been. It's about showing others what's possible when you refuse to give up. Have an amazing day, ladies and gentlemen, and keep writing a testimony worth sharing. Keep speaking life into others through what you yourself have gone through. As we close this thing out today, here on Primetime Rise and Grind, remember this. Let me clear my throat. Yes, because I want you to hear me clearly, pointedly, eloquently. Your testimony wasn't given to you to keep it to yourself. It was given to inspire what you've gone through. You see? Because you didn't know you were going to go through it. But now that you have gone through it, you've lived through it, you've made it through, right? It was given for you to inspire, encourage, and remind someone else that no matter how difficult life becomes, there is still hope, there is still purpose, and there is still another chapter to be written. Walk in faith, walk in humility, walk in perseverance. All of those things we've talked about building up to today's conversation. Just got to go back and review. But most importantly, walk together. So I'm going to leave you with this. Psalm 133. A reminder of the power of unity. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard that went down to the skirts of his garments, as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. For there the Lord commanded the blessing, even life forevermore. Psalm 133. Let's strive to encourage one another instead of tearing each other down. Let's build communities instead of divisions. Let's be a blessing to someone today. Until next time, keep your faith strong. Keep your purpose clear. And keep writing a testimony that points others towards hope, ladies and gentlemen. Have a blessed day. Be great today. And we'll see you on the next edition of Primetime. Rise and grind. Stop what you're doing right now and go subscribe to Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime on YouTube, all social media platforms. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to make sure you tap in. Right now, over 72,000 subscribers and well over 11 million views and watch time hours. So make sure that you continue to support, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and keep tapping in with us because we're going to keep on bringing you this hot content every day and in every way. It's your main man, Big G. And make sure, like I said, stop what you're doing right now and tap in. Like, share, subscribe. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime.